Have you ever noticed strange shadows at night? Maybe you've heard whispers about creatures that lurk just beyond the light, stories so strange they've been told for centuries. Tonight we're diving into some of the most mysterious beings ever imagined. Monsters that drink blood, birds that never die, and stone guardians said to come alive when the world is asleep. Some of these legends are terrifying, others are strangely comforting, but all of them reveal something unsettling about the way humans have always looked at the unknown. The Chupacabra, the blood drinker. It began in Puerto Rico in 1995. Farmers woke to a disturbing sight: livestock lying motionless, puncture wounds in their necks, and bodies drained of every drop of blood. The locals called the creature Chupacabra, which means goat sucker. Descriptions of the monster were as inconsistent as they were terrifying. Some swore it was no larger than a dog, with glowing red eyes and gray, scaly skin that shimmered under the moonlight. Others described something closer to a human figure, with a row of spines running down its back, moving with an unnatural hopping motion like a kangaroo. The panic spread quickly. Reports poured in from Mexico, Texas, and even deep into South America. Farmers claimed to hear eerie cries at night, like claws scraping through the darkness. Strange tracks, too wide for dogs, too sharp for coyotes, were found imprinted in the dirt near carcasses. Skeptics argued it was nothing more than coyotes infected with severe mange, their hairless bodies creating an alien, monstrous appearance. But the chilling detail that livestock were drained of blood kept fueling suspicion. Some swore they saw it with their own eyes, and grainy internet videos still circulate claiming to show the creature prowling in the shadows. And yet, the Chupacabra remains an unsolved riddle. Was it an invention born from hysteria? Or is something still lurking in the wilderness, waiting for nightfall? Whatever the truth, the legend refuses to die. But while the Chupacabra terrifies with death, another legendary creature fascinates us with eternal rebirth. The Sphinx, the immortal firebird. The Sphinx is more than just a bird. It's a symbol that has outlived civilizations. Its first known form, the Bennu, appeared in ancient Egypt more than 4,500 years ago. Described as a radiant bird with scarlet feathers tipped in gold, it was said to rise each morning with the sun itself. The myth spread across cultures, each version adding new layers of wonder. In Greece, the Sphinx was said to live for centuries before building a nest of cinnamon sticks. Then, in a fiery blaze, it would reduce itself to ashes, only for a new bird to emerge, young and strong, ready to live again. Legends claimed the Sphinx's tears could heal wounds, its feathers could grant longevity, and its cry echoed across the world before it died. This was not just a bird, but a cosmic symbol of immortality, transformation, and hope. Strangely, there are rare accounts of people claiming to witness fiery birds with their own eyes. In 1862, a newspaper in Arizona reported a blazing bird soaring across the desert sky at sunset. And in 2013, a viral photo showed what appeared to be a massive firebird over the Brazilian jungle, later explained away as sunlight trickery, but not before millions believed they were looking at the impossible. Today, the Sphinx is everywhere, cresting royal emblems, appearing in blockbuster movies, and inspiring characters in video games and novels. Even if science dismisses its existence, the Sphinx thrives where it has always belonged, in the imagination, where fire becomes hope. But not all ancient legends were symbols of beauty. Some guarded secrets with riddles and punished those who failed to answer. The Sphinx, guardian of riddles. The most famous Sphinx sits silently in the sands of Egypt, the Great Sphinx of Giza, built around 2500 BCE. With the body of a lion and the head of a pharaoh, it has endured for thousands of years, its worn face gazing endlessly across the desert. Pharaohs believed it guarded their tombs, and many thought its presence warded off evil spirits. But in Greece, the Sphinx was reimagined into something far darker. This version had the wings of an eagle, the body of a lion, and the face of a woman. Instead of guarding tombs, it posed deadly riddles to travelers. If they failed to answer correctly, the Sphinx would tear them apart. The most famous riddle it asked was, "What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening?" The answer, of course, is man. This terrifying test made the Sphinx a symbol of knowledge and mystery. Even today, the word Sphinx is used to describe people who guard secrets or appear unreadable. Modern fascination with the Sphinx hasn't faded. Stone statues of sphinxes still decorate bridges, libraries, and museums around the world. Some online communities even share photos claiming to show living sphinxes caught in strange lights or shadows. While these are almost certainly illusions or hoaxes, the sheer persistence of the idea says something about our need for mysteries we can't quite solve. If the Sphinx walked among us today, it might not guard pyramids in the desert. It might stand silently among skyscrapers, staring down at crowded streets, testing our ability to confront riddles that still haunt the human mind. But while the Sphinx challenges us with questions, other beings exist simply to punish. The Oni, demons of Japan. Bright red or deep blue, with horns rising from their heads and eyes full of fury, the Oni are among Japan's most feared demons. Their story dates back over 1,000 years, appearing in some of Japan's earliest texts, like the Nihon Shoki and Kojiki. Originally, Oni were spirits of the underworld. They punished sinners, dragging them into realms of torment. Over time, their image evolved into enormous, ogre-like figures carrying iron clubs, towering over mortals with terrifying strength. In Buddhist tradition, Oni were guardians of hell, torturing those who had lived wicked lives. But Japanese folklore gave them an even broader role. Many villages believed Oni lived deep in the mountains, emerging at night to steal children or frighten travelers. Even now, Oni are not just part of history, they're part of living culture. Each year, during the festival of Setsubun, people throw roasted beans while shouting, "Oni wa soto," demons out, as a way to banish evil spirits from their homes. In modern media, Oni appear everywhere, in anime, manga, tattoos, and even video games. Sometimes they're depicted as villains, other times as powerful protectors or tragic figures with complex motives. Unlike many demons across the world, the Oni have never been locked away in dusty myths. They remain alive in both ritual and imagination. But in contrast to the fear they spread, Japan also tells stories of a creature meant to bring peace. The Baku, the Dream Eater. Imagine lying awake after a nightmare, heart pounding, unable to shake the horror. In Japanese folklore, you could call upon a creature named the Baku to devour your bad dream before it returned. The Baku first appeared in the 14th century, but unlike most mythical creatures, its form was never consistent. Some legends described it as an unnatural hybrid: an elephant's head, tiger's paws, an ox's tail, and a bear's body. Others imagined it more like a giant tapir with glowing eyes. Regardless of its appearance, the Baku had one purpose: to protect sleepers from nightmares. The ritual was simple. Before going to sleep, whisper, "Baku, devour my dream." If it was listening, your nightmare would be consumed, leaving you safe from the terrors of the night. But there was a warning. If the Baku was too hungry, it might not stop at bad dreams. It could consume your good dreams as well, leaving you in an empty void of dreamless sleep. Depictions of the Baku are still found on amulets, carved temple figures, and traditional scrolls. In modern Japan, it appears in anime, toys, and even children's bedtime stories, continuing its role as the guardian of peaceful sleep. Yet while the Baku comforts, other myths describe creatures whose very gaze brings instant death. The Basilisk, king of snakes. In medieval Europe, there was no serpent more feared than the basilisk. According to legend, it was born from an egg laid by a rooster and incubated by a toad. The result was a monstrous hybrid, a snake with chicken-like features, sometimes with wings or legs, and always with a gaze that could kill. It was said the basilisk could burn entire fields with a single look, leaving nothing but ash in its path. Villagers whispered that even its breath was deadly, poisoning the air around it. But despite its terrifying powers, the basilisk had weaknesses. If it looked into a mirror, it would be destroyed instantly by its own lethal gaze. And strangely, the crowing of a rooster could also kill it. For centuries, the basilisk appeared in coats of arms, manuscripts, and folklore, symbolizing both death and absolute power. Even today, it continues to appear in novels, fantasy movies, and video games, often as the ultimate boss creature whose stare means certain doom. And yet, while the basilisk's legend remains alive, there are creatures carved in stone that people still believe might awaken when night falls. The Gargoyles, stone protectors. High above the streets of old European cities, perched on cathedrals with twisted faces and wings spread wide, gargoyles stare down at the world below. Their history stretches back more than 700 years, with the earliest examples found in the 13th century France. Officially, gargoyles served a simple purpose. They were water spouts, designed to funnel rain away from stone buildings. But their horrifying appearance raises a question. Why make them so terrifying? The answer lies in legend. People in the Middle Ages believed gargoyles were more than decoration. They thought these stone monsters protected churches and cities from evil spirits, warding off demons during the night. Over time, stories grew darker. Some claimed gargoyles came alive after sundown, roaming city streets, hunting down spirits, only to return to their stone forms before sunrise. Of course, no one has ever seen a gargoyle step down from a cathedral roof, but the idea resonates because it reflects something real: predators guarding their territory. Just as owls or hawks keep watch over the night sky, gargoyles were imagined as eternal protectors, always vigilant. Even today, cities use fake predator statues to scare away pests like pigeons, a modern echo of the gargoyle's role. But when you walk past a cathedral at night and glance up, the sight of those glaring stone eyes might still make you wonder. What if the old stories were true? From the bloodthirsty Chupacabra to the immortal Phoenix, from the riddle-bearing Sphinx to Japan's dream-eating Baku, these creatures endure because they speak to something deeper in us. They represent our fears, our hopes, and our eternal need to believe in mysteries larger than ourselves. Some of these beings terrify us, others inspire us, and some even protect us. But they all blur the line between imagination and reality. And maybe, just maybe, these legends aren't just old stories, but reflections of what we've always suspected, that the shadows hold more than we're ready to admit. So next time you hear a noise in the dark, or see something strange in the corner of your eye, remember, the world is full of creatures we can't quite explain. If you enjoyed uncovering these legends, don't forget to subscribe for more stories that will keep you questioning what's real and what's still waiting in the shadows.